The Utah Air Ambassadors Program empowers Utah's youth to take an active role in addressing Utah's air quality challenges and other pressing environmental issues. The program is built around the Head, Heart, Hands framework, which gives students the knowledge, the values, and the tools so that they can become leaders in their communities. We are so grateful for these students and their commitment to spend part of their summers learning and collaborating with us for future solutions.
Watching the summer 2026 cohort of Air Ambassadors has been incredibly uplifting. It is so inspiring to see students from different schools, backgrounds, and communities come together and find a group of peers who care deeply about the same issues. We hope this program has helped each Air Ambassador build a professional network, gain some leadership skills, and have more confidence in speaking about the issues that matter to them.
I'm very excited to join the UCAIR team as the new executive director and see the Air Ambassador program firsthand in action. It's also exciting to see the future leaders of Utah and their enthusiasm towards improving Utah's air quality and leading to change from others and also their peers and continued improvement in the air quality overall.
This summer, we welcomed a cohort of 64 students, ranging from rising ninth graders to recently graduated seniors. They came from 20 different high schools, ranging from 24 different zip codes across the state. Together, they completed over 1,000 hours of online learning and in-person experiences.
Hey, something new that I learned is that, despite Utah's, big outdoor reputation, that the mountains that we use so much can actually make pollution a lot worse. And it's called temperature inversion, where you live in kind of a basin and the mountains will trap all sorts of types of pollution, and usually a storm is the only thing that can clear out. And that's I figured that that's a super important thing to learn living in Utah, because it affects everyone, even if it's you can't see or notice it.
Honestly, my last field trip up to the National History Museum with UCAIR, we did some stuff where we looked at some polls and some statistics about just how bad the air quality is here in Utah, specifically down here in the valley. And seeing that just helped me kind of start asking questions as to why it's so much worse here. And we started conversing a little bit more and talking about why it's worse down here in the Greater West Valley area. And that kind of helped broaden my horizons and start talking about our lack of economical justice. And I feel that situation and that experience really stuck with me, and I feel it will stick with me for a while.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting when we visited the Natural History Museum to learn about how to have conversations about climate change, because they talked a lot about how doom and gloom isn't an effective method, and how to talk to your family members and people in your community about how to take steps towards preventing more harm from climate change.
An experience that stuck with me, on my first field trip, there was 5 of us there, and we were able to just sit and talk about our fears and our hopes and our dreams. And then we were able to break it down and make it feel more manageable and realistic, and just come up with ideas that we can do as teenagers to reach our goals, and talk to our communities about how they can impact our environment and whatnot. So it was really cool, and it was awesome to see just you don't have to have it all figured out and have you don't have to give up on your dreams if it feels too big, and it's okay to take smaller bites out of it, and yeah.
Something new I learned about air quality during this program is just how much cars actually make up the air pollution in Utah. I thought it would be more factories or some sort of industrial area, but it turns out the majority is actually cars, which made me think about how I'm a part of it, and it's not just the businesses out there. Yeah.
I think probably just being able to go on all of the field trips and kind of realizing how many local spots there are in Utah that are close to me that do have big impacts on the environmental welfare and air quality of the state as a whole. Stuff that I learned, even here, I learn about, and I'm oh, I should bring my family here. I didn't know this was here. This is really cool. So, yeah.
I feel not a particular field trip, but I think every single field trip as a whole I feel like there are just these places that we don't really look at a lot and that kind of normally get passed by. But now, like, we're stopping at these places and we're learning more about them. I feel like it gives you a whole new perspective of like, oh, you could have this, like this house or this little neighborhood that doesn't really get used a lot. And a lot of people can, I guess, like act and change it up and make it better. And it could make like a pretty huge difference.
Throughout the summer, we brought the online learning to life by taking the students to organizations across the Wasatch Front that are working to make our communities healthier. Ambassadors explored sustainable building practices with Utah Clean Energy and Weber State University. They also learned about wildlife conservation and the importance of green spaces at the Red Butte Gardens and Pia Aquai Nature Center. They furthered their knowledge about real-world solutions at the Natural History Museum of Utah.
How being an ambassador changed what I think about my future goals is one thing that stuck out to me is when I'm older, I want to own a business, and it really made me think about how I can make my business more clean energy and better for the environment. I work at a small business in Bountiful. It's a restaurant, and one thing I want to do is I want to bring up to the owner, there's a lot of food waste from a restaurant, and I want to bring up to the owner taking care of the food and bringing it to this, like, there's an area, it's kind of like a dump where they kind of like make it into gas and like compost it, so that food is better for the environment.
Being an air ambassador helped me think about my future goals because it made me more cognizant of what's happening in nature and what's happening in the environment in Utah. And as I grow older and I gain some sort of job, I think I'll use that knowledge to make better choices and better actions to make sure that the nature is preserved, the environment is also preserved, and just everything is overall better for the environment and air quality in Utah.
So my friends and I are actually running a project right now, and we did this a lot because of how we learn about environmental issues because of this program and environmental justice. And so we're staging like performances to help raise funding for reverse osmosis water filters to reduce exposure to health risks in water. And while this may not be directly tied to like air quality, we're doing a lot of this because of the environmental justice issues that we learned about in this program, because the people who are most harmed by these water quality issues are often low income and indigenous communities.
Obviously, being a UCAIR ambassador helped broaden my horizons to start asking questions about economical justice. Although I don't plan on going into a specific field for this, I do plan on siphoning away a bit of my wage to help fund initiatives like this so we can have more green spaces in our economy and more spaces for families to take their children and just enjoy being out in nature in a period of time where everyone is so focused on devices and electronics.
So at my school we have an environmental club, but not many people know about it, and so I want to just make it more interesting for all of my classmates so people are more willing to learn about the environment and the impacts they have on it. Also, I live right next to a little school, and there's a lot of idling that goes on. And in the June questions, we talked about a big project if we had a budget. And I realized that it's really simple to just make a couple posters and go and talk to people about hey, just turn off your car. It's okay. You don't need to sit with your car on. So once again, just making small impacts every day. So yeah, I didn't really understand how big of an impact each individual has. And so it was really eye-opening to see how small changes can seriously make such a huge impact on everything.
Well, I feel career-wise, I feel I'd want to focus in an area where I'd try to make an industry more efficient, or at least think of being more sustainable in ways, because I feel the biggest takeaway I got from this field trip is kind of efficiency can also be sustainable as well. So I feel trying to design better products would be like something I'd have in mind.
Okay, being an air ambassador has definitely made me it's kind of brought to my attention how our air quality really affects each of our lives. I've thought more about when I have my own house, how I'm gonna want to maybe put bird stickers on my windows to prevent birds from running into them, and put water filters on my sinks, and use instead of using plastic grocery bags, using ones that I can use multiple times, cloth ones, and just little things like that that I never would have thought about before. But I see my future now, and I see myself doing things like that. I have a list on my phone of all sorts of things I want to try doing that are environment friendly when I'm an adult, and when I have my own place, and just little day-to-day things as well.
I've always actually wanted to go into wildlife ecology, marine biology specifically, but anything kind of, environmental conservationalist. So I definitely think that it's been really cool to learn about some of the programs that are happening locally, because I always kind of was oh, nothing happens in Utah, or I'm not really around anything. I have to wait till college to get into that. So it's been really cool being able to kind of start that path in high school and when I am younger.
Thanks to funding from Boeing and additional support from Northrop Grumman, we are so excited to see how this program continues to grow and reach students across the state. Thank you so much, Air Ambassadors.
Thank you, Utah Air Ambassadors.
Thank you, Air Ambassadors.